The only lion or cub that tried to save Mufasa was Scar. Simba, once he was saved by Mufasa, he took off. He said, "See you later, Dad."
Objection, Your Honor. Simba was a boy. He was a cub. Come on.
Your Honor. Your Honor. May I continue? Thank you, Judge. Where was I? You can tell by the prosecution's outburst. They don't like to hear it. Well, the truth hurts. This is the state versus Scar. The Honorable Judge
Caffeinated,
presiding. Closing argument. The evidence has been presented to the jury. Scar is on trial. Both sides have rested. Scar is on trial for the murder of Mufasa.
King.
Appearing on behalf of the state, prosecutor Shuaib Newton, Esquire. Appearing for the defense, Frank Udenson, Esquire. Prosecution, proceed.
Your Honor, I'm ready. May it please the court, counsel, the family of Mufasa, poor Simba, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, long live the king. Long live the king. Those are the last 3 words that King Mufasa heard before his tragic death. A death witnessed by his child, his son, his young son, as he was flung into a stampede of wildebeest by his brother, Scar. Ladies and gentlemen, we know Scar murdered Mufasa. We know he murdered him. We know he planned to murder him. We know he had a motive to murder him. Now, I don't have to prove motive, but in this case, we have a motive. Scar was the jealous younger brother of the man who was to be king, who gave birth to the next king, Simba. And Scar couldn't take it. He knew that if his brother lived and Simba became a man, he would never get to live out his dream of being a king. So he concocted a plan, an evil plan with evil, laughing hyenas. His plan was this, ladies and gentlemen. He was going to lure Simba down to a valley full of wildebeest. He told him his father had a surprise for him in that valley. So when he had Simba go into that valley looking for his father, he had the hyenas scare a group of wildebeest. And those wildebeest stampeded towards Simba. What did Scar do? Scar ran and got Mufasa and said, "Mufasa, Simba is in the valley about to be killed by a stampede of wildebeest." So trusting his brother, Mufasa ran. He saw his son down there in danger. He jumped down into that valley, into that stampede of wildebeest, and he saved Simba. He threw Simba onto a rock and out of danger. He fell back into that pride. He was climbing up. He got all the way to the top. And before he can get over to safety, he saw his brother Scar. He called out to Scar. Remember that, Scar? Remember when he called out to you? He said, "Brother, help me." What did you tell him, Scar? I'll tell you what Scar told him. You heard.
Scar, you don't have to answer.
You heard what Scar told him. You heard Simba's testimony when he pointed to his uncle and said, all Simba heard was his uncle say, "Long live the king." And then he heard a scream. That was his father's scream. That was his father screaming as he fell to his death. And you heard the monkey doctor. The monkey doctor found scars.
Your Honor, if I may, the monkey doctor has a name. His name's Rafiki.
Dr. Rafiki found scars on the back of Mufasa's hands. Those scars were matched to the claws on Scar. And they were a match. Scar put his claws into the back of Mufasa's hands and threw him off of that wall to his death in front of his son. And what happened after that?
Objection, Your Honor. There is no evidence of scars on the back of Mufasa's hands. The prosecution has gone completely off the book here.
Your Honor, may I continue? Thank you. After that, Scar became the king of the Pride. He got what he always wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, only you can hold Scar responsible for the plan, the evil, heartless plan for power. A plan that he used a child to lure a father into danger and then throw him off of a cliff to his tragic death in front of his son. His son had to watch him die. And then come into this courtroom and point at his uncle and tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that his uncle killed his father. Now, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. But words are also worth 1,000 words if it's 1,000 words that you heard. Ladies and gentlemen, you only heard 3 words. Long live the king. I want you to remember those 3 words as you go in that back and deliberate over what this man did to his brother. The king would still be living if Scar didn't want to be the king so bad. We don't want this king to live long. We want him to spend the rest of his days behind bars for the tragic murder of his older brother. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there's only one cub responsible for the death of Mufasa. And I'll tell you right now, it's not Scar. It's Simba. That's right, you heard me. It is Simba. Following the death of Mufasa, what happened to Simba? Well, he disappeared. And Simba admitted on the stand that he disappeared because he thought it was his fault. That's right, it was his fault. He got himself caught up in the stampede of wildebeest. And if it weren't for the heroic acts of Scar getting Mufasa, Simba would have died that day. But Scar went and got Mufasa. Mufasa saved Simba, and now the court has brought Scar in here to defend his actions, alleging that he was the mastermind behind the death of Mufasa, alleging that he wanted to be king. Well, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the only reason Scar became king was because Simba fled. That's right, he fled, which shows consciousness of guilt. He took off because he knew that he was the one responsible for Mufasa's death. Maybe it was intentional. Maybe it was an accident. There were no witnesses other than Mufasa and Scar and Simba. And Mufasa's not here. The only lion or cub that tried to save Mufasa was Scar. Simba, once he was saved by Mufasa, he took off. He said, "See you later, Dad."
Objection, Your Honor. Simba was a boy. He was a cub. Come on.
Your Honor. Your Honor. May I continue? Thank you, Judge. Where was I? You can tell by the prosecution's outburst. They don't like to hear it. Well, the truth hurts. All right, the truth hurts, and it hurt Mufasa on that day, trying to save his cub. Well, let's just point out the facts here. What the evidence fails to show. It's the prosecution's burden, prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Scar committed this heinous act. And reasonable doubt is described as something that causes a reasonable person to pause, to question. Now, did Scar mean to kill Mufasa? I submit to the jury that the answer is no. Or at least the prosecution has not proven their case. Simba was in that gorge on the day of Mufasa's death. Simba was playing around chasing a butterfly, trying to learn how to roar, because he knew that he was going to be king. I mean, he even sang a song about it, right? You remember, the beginning act where where Simba sang. He practically gloated to people, "I'm gonna be a mighty king," and he said, Enemies beware. Well, his dad was his enemy, and he did become king. That song should have said, I'm going to be a mighty king, because I'm going to kill my dad. That's what that song, that's what the original lyrics of that song was. Might shock you to learn that. But what do we have here? There were no witnesses to this crime. No one to show that Scar threw Mufasa back into the gorge when he was trying to save him. Nope. There was no one to hear what Scar and what Mufasa may have said to one another. Simba, after he was saved, he ran off. So, what does the prosecution have? Well, they have the body of Mufasa, and that's all. Scar, he wanted to tell his side of the story, but under advice of counsel, myself, he didn't take the stand. Now he's telling me I'm basically going to be fired for not letting me do that. But I'm telling you, I advised him not to, and he didn't. All right. So, what does the prosecution have? They have the body of Mufasa. That's all they got. There's no eyewitness accounts as to what happened after that. Simba, he mentioned that he saw Scar try to save Mufasa, but that's all they have. They have an uncle trying to save his brother. They have Scar trying to save his brother while Simba's singing, I'm gonna be a mighty king. Ladies and gentlemen, the prosecution has not proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Scar intended to kill Mufasa, that he took any acts other than to try to save his brother, and because of that, you must acquit. Thank you.
Who do you guys think won this case?
Who do you guys think? Was Scar guilty? Yeah. Leave a comment below. Who do you think was guilty? Who would you have voted for? You know, you're voting to acquit. You know,
you're voting to convict.
What do you think? Yeah. Leave a comment below.
He's guilty.
Don't. He was acquit him. They haven't proven their case. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications. If you want to see more closing and arguments as we defend the likes of, I don't know, Thanos for one. That would be good. Or the Joker.
Joker's a good one.
2. If you have any other suggestions as to who we should try to prosecute and defend, let us know. As always, the quality of these videos depends on you, so please subscribe.
You gotta subscribe, guys. I mean, come on.
And thanks for watching.